Alright, so we have this amazing Mystic banner running. If you guys weren't aware, the banner rotation just changed, and it is featuring 4 old ML 5-star units, with, of course, the ML 4-star, which is going to be Great Chief Koana. Now, this unit doesn't really matter. Let's talk about the meat and bones here, and let's talk about the ML 5-stars. So, we have 4 of them. We have 3 dark units. We have Blood Moon Haste, Fallen Cecilia, and Abyssal Euphine. And then we have a light unit in Sylvan Sage Vivian. Now, I'm just going to be upfront, Fallen Cecilia and also Sylvan Sage Vivian, pretty bad units. They're just not that great. I don't think they're bad kit-wise, but in the current meta, they just don't really fit in. Fallen Cecilia is a little bit too slow, and her passive barrier at the start of the battle actually gets countered by a ton of units, like Operator Cigarette, DJ Bassar, and stuff like that. And, Sylvan Sage Vivian just kind of dies to anything with fixed damage or extra damage, like Iakrina, Rimuru, and she, is way too slow, and just is kind of useless for a damage dealer. That leaves the 2 good units, quote-unquote good units. Most likely, people will call them broken or overpowered. We have Blood Moon Haste, and we also have Abyssal Euphine. Now, both of these units are going to be very, very powerful. I think one is going to be better than the other. Let's actually start with the one that I think is better, and that is going to be Blood Moon Haste. So, Blood Moon Haste recently got reworked. It makes it so that basically, there's a lot of text in his skills. Let's actually just start with his S3. So his S3 is going to be a full strip, and then you'll also see that when you kill an enemy with this, it's single target. You'll revive all your dead allies, also give them immortality for 1 turn, and then when you have something called Blood Aura, which you'll see is activated from his passive, you do 100% extra damage, and this will scale with his max HP, so this damage will scale pretty hard with his max health. If you have Blood Aura, you pretty much will just one-shot a ton of units. Makes it very powerful. Grudge is going to be his passive. You'll see that when he attacks, he penetrates the target's defense, all defense. So very, very powerful already, right? Defense just doesn't matter to him, so it makes it so that he's very good against defense scaling units, Lionheart Cermia, Abyssal Euphine, anything like that. And you'll also see that he cannot trigger a crit, so basically you don't want any crit on him, you just want full health for damage. Also, you'll see when an ally dies on your side, you'll grant a barrier and immunity to all allies for 2 turns. The barrier is pretty huge because it'll scale with Blood Moon Haste's health, and you'll also get that Blood Aura to yourself for 2 turns. And Blood Aura is going to make it so that you can, of course, get extra damage on your S3. It also gives you effectiveness and speed buff, but mostly you're going to care mostly about the extra damage that you get. This makes it so that he's a very good revenge killer, right? Basically, an ally dies, and then you get this huge barrier and immunity to everyone on your team, including yourself. You also get Blood Aura. When it's your turn, you S3 something, kill it, and then you just revive that ally, and that ally also gets immortality buff. So, one of the best, probably the best revenge killer in the game that can also revive, very annoying. Then we also have his S1, while you're waiting to S3. Single target attack, strips 1 buff, scales with his max health. Keep in mind, this will also penetrate defense as well, so his S1 hits pretty hard. And you'll also see when you dispel a target's buff, you'll activate Bloody Retribution. It's a single target attack that will also heal everyone, and this damage and healing will scale with your max HP. And of course, you can soul burn this for 10 souls only to ignore effect resist to guarantee the strip to activate that Bloody Retribution. So, pretty powerful unit. He kind of lacked healing in the past, but now because he has this Bloody Retribution extra attack, you can get a ton of healing in. This barrier and immunity is super broken, and just a very annoying unit to deal with. The only real way to deal with him, honestly, is by actually putting up Unbuffable on the enemy side. So AOL, Angel of Light, of course, Payra, and stuff like that. They put up Unbuffable. He actually can't put this barrier and immunity to people, and he can't actually get this Blood Aura. Even something like a Briar Witch Asaria is very good against him. Savior Aiden can also deal with him because she can S3 him and do a ton of damage or even one-shot him. But even then, he's still a very powerful unit if you can bring like a cleanser to cleanse those unbuffables. And that's because, like I said, he's a very good revenge killer. He just kills anything that activates his passive for him, right? Or just, when his Blood Aura is up, he just one-shots, or he just does a crap ton of damage. Very, very strong. If you try to focus him down, he has a ton of health, so he's very tanky. Makes it so that he's pretty hard to kill. You could put him on something like Water's Origin to make him even tankier, right? So, just a very annoying unit. One of the best, if not the best, ML 5-star in the game right now. I think he's like top 3. I wouldn't say he's number 1, but definitely in the top 3 ML 5-star for PvP for RTA right now. Also very good in Guild Wars offense. So very, very strong. I think he's the best unit to get for this banner. Next, we have Abyssal Euphine. So Abyssal Euphine used to be the best ML 5-star, honestly, and that's mostly because of the fact that her S1 super annoying, right? AoE attack, decreased attack buff, which is super strong. When you're granted trauma, which is from your S3, you'll actually do a single target attack that's a ton of damage that can be soul burn for extra damage and penetrates defense. And of course, trauma will activate on yourself if you actually activate your S3 by having 100 fighting spirit and using it. Just a ton of things that go for her. She also reduces combat readiness gained by the enemy by up to 50%, making her very good against things that CR push, very good against like Requiem Rwanas as well. And you're gonna see that if she actually gets her S3 off, most of the time you're just winning, right? Just because, you know, she's such a very powerful unit, does a ton of damage, and once your S3 is off, you just win, to be honest. So very, very strong. You'll also see that you can't really CC her because of the fact that when you're at the start of your turn, when your fighting spirit is full, you'll dispel all debuffs from the caster and then actually, you know, be able to activate your S3, which is very, very strong. So pretty powerful unit, you know, very annoying to deal with. She is just one of the best damage dealers in the game. Super meta, super strong, and just very, very powerful. And although she is still a very good unit, the thing is, she is quite harder to build than Blood Moon Haste. You'll see that you actually need defense higher than 2000. You also need to put her on Lifesteal set. You need to put her on like Holy Sacrifice. You also will need to actually be able to gear her to be tanky enough to actually survive and actually get her S3 off, but also have enough damage to actually do decent damage and actually win you the battle. So she's very, very stat heavy, whereas Blood Moon Haste is a lot easier to build. All you really need is effect resist and health, right? That's pretty much all you need for Blood Moon Haste. So just from a gear standpoint, Blood Moon Haste is easier to build, way more newbie friendly, way more easier to pick into, you know, compositions on the enemy side, and just overall just more flexible unit, right? This Yufine does get countered by like Last Rider Crow, Lionheart Surmia to an extent, Lone Crescent Bellona, Savior Aiden, just a ton of units can deal with her. She also gets countered by Briar Witch Asaria. Even Navy Captain Landy can do okay against her because she does a ton of AoE attacks, so just keep that in mind. She's not like the unbeatable unit like she was in the past, but she's still very, very strong. But Blood Moon Haste is definitely going to be the best unit, but if you already have him, maybe go for Abyss Yufine. Now, you have to also keep in mind, guys, that we also have a new ML 5-star coming after this rotation. Most likely, I'm predicting it'll be ML Luna because it was teased in the Epic 7 World Championship registration page. If you guys saw not my last video, but one of my videos released recently that we talked about. But basically, I think ML Luna is coming. ML Luna, right? Luna in general is just Epic 7's, you know, favorite unit. It makes them the most money on the regular banners, and of course, ML Moonlight Luna will be no different. So I definitely think that they'll put a lot of work into her design and also probably make her very, very strong so people try to, you know, whale for her and spend a lot of money because, of course, Smilegate is a business. So keep that in mind. We most likely have ML Luna. So if you do decide to pull for this banner, you might want to wait till the end of this rotation, not the next week, but the week after. And that by that time, we should have ML Luna being teased and previewed, and you can actually see what her skills actually do because it'll pop up in this next Mystic Summon lineup page. You can just see ML Luna, if it's ML Luna or whatever new ML 5-star it is, click them and then see their skills, and you can kind of, you know, guess which one will be better, Blood Moon Haste or ML Luna. And I'll be making a video about that in the future. But yeah, this week, very good week to pull for this banner though, if you guys want to go for this Mystic rotation. If you guys, you know, don't really care about ML Luna, because Peyra, very, very good opener, extremely powerful for RTA right now. Because of ban protection, and we also have Rod of Amaryllis, very, very good on a lot of Soul Weavers with non-attack skills. So pretty much it for this banner though, guys. Like I said, I think Blood Moon Haste is going to be the best option here, and then Abyssal Yufine is a second. But keep in mind that we do have ML Luna around the corner, most likely. Otherwise, it'll be a different ML 5-star, but I'm like 95% sure it'll be ML Luna. And like I said, you probably want to wait till the end of this rotation so you can see what ML Luna does and her skill kit and her design, and decide for yourself whether you want to pull on this banner or for ML Luna. Pretty much it though for this video though, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you guys hit that like button to help me out, and I'll see you guys next video.